stirred it up a little bit yesterday off Golden State's loss in Denver. And Mark Jackson took the microphone post-game and said that they were targeting Steph Curry. They thought they were going out of their way to try to hurt him. Obviously playing with a banged-up ankle that's plagued him throughout his career there at Golden State, and thought maybe they were taking some shots. We had Scott Hastings, the Nuggets color analyst, former NBA player, on yesterday just to get his side of this. Were the Nuggets, in his opinion, targeting Steph Curry? And what did he think of Mark Jackson's comments? Before we get to Mark Jackson, here's Scott Hastings from yesterday's show.
I totally disagree. In fact, I could probably produce 15 pieces of tape So, no, I think it was a way to build an excuse for his team. I thought Mark has been, in his first playoff series as a head coach, very professional in wins. A little surprised after a tough loss, his reactions. I thought to be honest with you, I thought he was classless because it didn't even need to be brought in there. I don't understand what he was talking about. There was two flagrant fouls called in that game, and neither one of them were against the Denver Nuggets.
Let's bring in Mark Jackson, Golden State Warriors head coach. What did you think when you heard about Scott Hastings' comments?
I mean, I was, to be quite honest, thanks for having me. And I was shocked. I'm a little disappointed in you for a couple of things. The first thing is Fritzy's doing a heck of a job. And if you want to be a teammate, stop nitpicking on his weight. Leave him alone, all right? So that's what teammates do. They support one another. And I think you're giving too much stress and pressure on Fritzy.
I never made fun of your weight when we were on TV, right? I could have, and I didn't.
No, you didn't do it on camera. You did do it when we were during commercial break.
When I went oink, oink, oink sometimes when you would come back from dinner, my bad, okay? I apologize.
See, but you going oink, 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 Scott Hastings, whoever that is, would say that he thinks you're classless. But the second thing, you as my guy, there's no way in the world you can sit there and listen to Scott Hastings, of all people, call me classless. Now, he can disagree with my statements. He can disagree with my coaching. He can disagree with my announcing, my playing, and all of that. But to say it's classless, I thought it was unfair of him. I thought, as a friend of mine, you should have checked him immediately, because if he ever got in front of me and told me he thought you was classless, I would tell him. I don't sound upset about it at all, Dan. I'm not concerned.
Well, Mark, in fairness, though, to the Nuggets side of the equation here, the flagrant fouls were from Golden State's side. You had two flagrant fouls. Do I think that they went after Steph Curry? Yes. When you played, if somebody was lighting you guys up, you would have done the same thing, and you would have put a hard foul. Am I wrong here?
Dan, everybody's missing the point. The hard fouls has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
JaVale McGee setting the screen on Steph Curry. Offensive foul on McGee. Good play. Steph Curry running through the lane, and he gets chucked by Kenneth Faried. It's a foul. They didn't call it. They missed it. Okay, good play. Somebody goes to the lane, you foul him. Good play. That's what I would have done. If a guy lights me up, I'm going to hit him. I'm not going to, as Steph Curry's running through the lane, kick my foot out and try to trip him. That's not a good play. That's not playoff basketball. That's dirty, cheap basketball. And I'm only talking about one specific play.
Okay.
Forget about everything else. I see all the footage. Let's talk about that one play. There's nowhere in basketball where that's allowed, and it should be acceptable.
You think that Faried went out of his way to target Steph's ankle?
What I'm saying to you is that's not a basketball play.
Did he try to do it, though? Did he try to do it?
Anybody that kicks their foot out as a guy is cutting does it intentionally. There's no question about that. I played a lot of basketball, and me and you played one-on-one. When I shot you down and jayed you down when we was in Indiana together, there was a side of you that wanted to kick me, but you didn't.
You're right. You're right. I wanted to pound you. And you were the one playing dirty. You were the Kenneth Faried of that game of one-on-one. I was Steph Curry, and why do you go public with something like that? Why don't you have my back, Mark?
I tried. And now that you mention it, I want to do the classy thing and congratulate Kenneth Faried on his citizenship award. Job well done.
Aren't you just setting the table for tonight? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just coaching, and I'm protecting my guys. At the end of the day, I got a star who's a superstar player that I understand. If I was coaching against him, I probably would send a message to let's be a little bit more physical with them. But I'm not going to tolerate being dirty to anybody. So it's just, and I think the thing that really is disappointing, this is a great series, and it's the eyes have been taken off on the fact that this is a great series with two, very good basketball teams.
Yeah, but it's only one play here, Mark. You know what? And hopefully it doesn't overshadow what's going to happen in the rest of this series.
Well, it won't overshadow it. I think at the end of the day, I've been on the other side of the table, and it makes it interesting, and it gives talk show people and Sports Center and all of that. It gives you something to talk about up until game time. At the end of the day, the best team will win this series. It's going to be a great night for us. We're excited about it.
What role do the officials play tonight in this game?
And the same role that the officials always play.
But do you think they let it get out of hand, though, in Denver with what was happening with Steph Curry?
I don't think they let it get out of hand. At the end of the day, I think the same way with officials, with players, with coaches, we're all going to make mistakes during the course of the game. And we're all going to miss something during the course of the game, and that's acceptable. That's okay. We're not paid to get them all right, even though we try to get everything right from a coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint, from an official standpoint. I think the important thing to do is we know what the situation is going in, and their job is to control the game and just make the calls. And we have the best in the land, so I have no concerns about that at all.
He's Mark Jackson, Golden State Warriors head coach, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. I thought Steph let him get to him too much. I don't know. What was the conversation like that you had with him after how he reacted in the game? Because whatever their mission was, I think they accomplished it.
I don't agree with that. I thought he played very well. I thought he missed some shots. If you look at the fact that they were physical with him, that was the game plan. Everybody would agree with that. Played 42 minutes and did not get to the foul line. I think at the end of the day, they played better than us. They played with more force. They were the more physical basketball team. They got it going in transition. They got paint points, and they outplayed us. I give them credit. At the end of the day, though, we put ourselves in position to win a ball game when we were not playing our best basketball. So we walk away from it thinking if we can do the things that we're supposed to do, we're going to be just fine. But by no means that I think Steph Curry let him get to him. I'm not concerned about that at all.
Yeah, but you know what? You had the fans saying something to him. You had guys who were they seemed to be trying to just pick at him just a little bit. Were they actually calling Steph Curry soft? I saw that report. Were the Nuggets calling Steph Curry soft during the game?
Dan, I'm not going to comment on anything that I don't know about. Anything I comment about or I make a statement about, I know about it for sure.
Okay,
I'm not
but
guessing.
you said you had
I don't know.
Inside sources told you about the style of basketball the Nuggets were playing. Was that a player or was that somebody on the coaching staff who said that's not, I'm not going to stand by the way we played against you guys?
Well, I'm not going to, I'm from New York City, so I already went too far explaining that. But what I will say is, like I just said, if I say something, take it to the bank. It did occur. And it's a real thing. I didn't do it being a coach sitting up at the podium making something up. It really happened. At the end of the day, it's a very physical series, which I embrace. That's great. One play, a tripping, is unacceptable.
Did you say anything to Fareed?
No, that's not my place.
Did anybody?
No, because I understand. Even though I would never do it, I understand where it came from. But it's a dirty play, and it's one play. So I don't think it's fair to define him by one play neither. Hopefully he looks back and he says it wasn't the right play to make, and we move forward. I have nothing but respect for him and for that basketball team. I'm not going to disrespect the way that some of my players have been disrespected. I'm not going to do that. I give them credit. They're a heck of a basketball team with 57 wins and a number 3 seed. They're well coached, and it's been a great series.
If it happens again tonight, then what?
We will not respond. We will not respond. That's not the brand of basketball that we play with. We will leave it in the referee's hands to control the game and make sure it doesn't get out of hand. But we don't play that way. And I will tell you, we got flagrant fouls. One was Bogut pushing Fareed out as he was trying to get an offensive rebound. I didn't think that was a flagrant. They called it. I'm fine with it. The other one was Draymond Green. That's a flagrant foul. He did it, and we don't. That's not acceptable. But it was a right call.
You winning tonight?
We're gonna have some fun tonight. This place is gonna be off the charts. And who would have thought when David Lee went down, we'd be in this position? I'm awfully proud of my guys. I got an incredible group that's ready for a great night tonight.
Are you winning tonight?
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're the 6th seed going against the 3 seed. The experts at the mothership didn't have us in this position.
Are you going to win tonight?
You going to keep on going? I have 3 dogs, man.
No. You don't understand this. If you're afraid, you buy a dog. You have 3 dogs. You're afraid. I don't have any dogs. You understand that?
I'll tell you this. It will be an incredible night at Oracle Arena with these fans and 2 very good teams going at one another. It's going to be a great night.
Just, you know what? Send your dogs to the kennel. No dogs. No dogs right now. You're an underdog. That's the only dog in this one.
You are 100% right, and excited to be in the position I'm in as an underdog.
All right. If their fight breaks out and it's you and George Karl.
I'm not a fighter, man. So I can't even comprehend that. I got nothing but love and respect for him, man.
All right. Next time Scott Hastings calls you classless, I got your back.
Scott who?
Did you ever play against Scott? Well, you were on the floor, but did you ever play on a team against Scott Hastings?
If you throw the lob pass and ask me did I ever play against him, allow me to finish it at the rim.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
Okay, let's reset
okay,
that.
here we go.
What was your question?
Mark Jackson, Golden State Warriors head coach, joining us, Stan Patrick Show. Did you ever play against Scott Hastings?
Well, I was on the court. He was on the bench. I've seen him during games, though.
Okay. There you go. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Very classy move on your part.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. He's Mark Jackson.